Hey there, super buddies. Today I've been thinking a lot about extraterrestrials. Now, extraterrestrials, if you think about it, there's been all kinds of hype about how they've already been here, or they're going to be here, or they're already here now, and stuff like that. And how they help, shape our, ancient civilizations, and they helped us out in the hard times way back, thousands of years ago. You know, But people talk about how aliens will come and invade us and, destroy the entire human race and possibly just our planet in general, you know. But if you think about it, if the good aliens have already come and the bad aliens haven't, because you gotta think about it, the reason why there would be two different levels, the good aliens and the evil aliens, and they got to have come from two different civilizations, two different galaxies where two different cultures and everything. So if the good aliens have already been here, that means that they're probably already smarter than the evil aliens. So, wouldn't the good aliens have already finished off the evil aliens before they even get here? And, if they worked so hard to help us out through the hard times in the ancient world, wouldn't they have built barriers or something to protect our planet to keep us from dying? Because, they worked so hard on our planet already. So, that's one thing to think about, So I don't think we really have to worry about an alien invasion. What we do have to worry about, though, is a robot uprising. Now, before you think, like, oh, that's fiction, there's tons of movies on robot uprisings, and, of course, they're never going to happen. Think about this. By the year 2030, they're planning on having a robot servant in every home in Korea. Okay? Now, by 2040, it shouldn't be impossible to have a robot servant in almost every single home in the world, And in order to have a robot servant, the robot servant has to learn. It has to learn about you, has to learn about your surroundings, has to learn about where things are, If you don't have a robot servant that can learn, then it's pretty useless as a servant. So, you need to, keep that in perspective. Now, if a robot servant can learn, it'll probably, most likely find some reason to, come up with a reason that, the human race doesn't need to exist anymore. And it could be a number of things. One thing, the most common theory, is that maybe the robot servant will realize that people, there's a human error, people aren't perfect. And in order to come up with a perfect world, you need to get rid of the impurities, the things that aren't perfect, which are the humans, the people running the world. And so that's one thing that, that's one reason why the robots will want to get rid of us. And, so soon enough you got robots all over the world, there'd be like one robot for like every 5 people, and so there's going to be robots everywhere, and they're all going to come over and attack us. So that's one thing you should think about. So if you have an idea, if you think that maybe we should be more concerned about alien invasion, go ahead and leave a comment below explaining, why the alien invasion should be, more important, and we should worry about those more than the robot uprising later. But I guess for right now, that's it. See ya.